Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, as you see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today in a very, very late episode recording. And you might be like, it doesn't look like it's that late in Animal Crossing. It looks like it's like evening time or something. Well, it's very late because I'm recording this the next day. Basically, I was meant to record, it's also why there's no Talos Principle episode is because I didn't have a backlog. So I was meant to record last night, but I came home incredibly late last night and was pretty sick, so I didn't. So we're recording now instead. Hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow at 6:10 p.m. on Thursday, July 25th, 2024. Actually, it's Friday, July 26th, but don't tell anyone that. Yeah. So I mean, it was bound to happen. Like, actually, I think it has happened before. Like, there's been a couple of times I forgot to actually publish a video, like within the wrong time. This is one of twice that I can think of off the top of my head where I actually forgot to record a video. One of 3 times I think I remember. One of them I recorded the next day at lunchtime, I think. Another one I recorded at like 3 a.m. because I went. It's not like I went to sleep and did it. It's like I was like taking a small nap and I woke up and I was like, wait a minute. I was actually going to go to bed and I was like, no, let's record an Animal Crossing episode. And today was just like, I literally was just like too ill last night and also genuinely forgot. So I just didn't do it. So we'll keep this like rather brief and short, I suppose. Because I mean, I need to record this, and then I also need to record a Talos Principle episode, and then I also need to record another Animal Crossing. And I also need to do it. There's too many things I have to do all the time. That's just life. But yeah, that do be how it is as we sort of chill out here on Animal Crossing. Yeah, well, no, actually, well, you know what? I'll do it in today's episode where I'll go around clearing flowers if it's raining today. But yeah, I mean, it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen that I would eventually forget to record an Animal Crossing episode. You can't do it 500 days in a row consistently. So I'm not particularly worried about that. I mean, I feel like the concept of it being like a daily upload, like a video diary every day, has long gone out the window with the fact I've been on holiday and I've had like pre-recorded episodes. But you know, so be it. It is basically what I'll say with that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess when something becomes like a daily obligation's not the right word, but like a daily consistent thing, you know. There's been many times actually when I've been like recording an Animal Crossing, not recording, but I was about to go to sleep or something. I was about to do something, and I was like, oh wait a minute, I didn't record an Animal Crossing episode. Which is just sort of like a law of large numbers things, really. Like, obviously it's kind of like bound to happen. Yeah, so I don't mean this as a bad thing. I don't mean this in a way that I'm just like, oh, I can't believe I forgot, you know, whatever. I don't think most people care. I think most people just more care about the frequency of the upload rather than necessarily exactly when it was recorded, and it's just more convenient for me to do it once per day. But this is definitely the longest delay I think has been between an Animal Crossing episode. And if anything, it's a bit beneficial that I didn't have a Talos Principle upload today, because it means that now I can publish this at, well, sooner, like 7 hours. At 7, and then I'll have a Talos Principle. I'll publish at like at 9 or whenever I finish recording it. It's just kind of amusing, I suppose. Well, if anything, it's more incredible the fact there's not been like a big thing which happened like suddenly late at night or something, which has stopped me recording an episode and meant I have to record it the next day, until like yesterday or something. Which maybe on reflection is maybe I've been recording too many episodes while I've been ill, or like or there's a next level future planning or that sort of thing. Actually, you know, because I knew I was going to get home late last night. I just didn't realize how late, and I didn't realize how sick I would be. But I was actually planning to pre-record an episode, but I was like, no, it's going to be fine. Like, I don't think I'll get home that late. Like, the latest I think I'll get home would probably be like 11ish or something. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about, really. Just sort of like, you know, forgetting things from your daily routine. It was bound to happen. That's probably a great title for today's episode. It was bound to happen. But yeah, I don't know. to be honest. Like, how am I feeling right now? I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling pretty decent. Especially looking forward to a weekend. I'll be honest, I want to do so much more drawing because Art Fight is almost over, and so many like drawings I need to do before it completely finishes. I had 2 drawings that I was working on, which I was going to be like, oh, these are the final ones I'm going to work on, and that'll be it. But then I've been attacked 2 more times, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll throw in a small drawing here and there for those 2. And I just want to be able to finish it because one of the drawings, obviously, is for my friend. They did a fantastic drawing for me. I don't think I'm going to be able to give them like that amazing drawing. Okay, but that's something a bit short. I'm not going to be able to match the effort that they put in to their drawings. I'm just like, that's a little bit too much or a little bit too short of time. And there's this other one that I've been working on for a little bit, which is still basically kind of like on the sketch phase. I don't even know if I'll get it done in time, but it's kind of like a 3-in-1 drawing because it was like, if you don't know Art Fight, people post their characters and you select them and draw them. But it was basically, I saw this character and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And I saw, I was like, oh, related characters down here. And I was like, whoa, I really like this character's design. And I was like, oh, I kind of like both of these. Maybe I should draw both of them. And I was like, wait, they're part of a band. There's 3 of them. Why not just draw the entire band together? And I was like, okay, why not? So we'll see how it goes. Like, hopefully I can actually finish it off within a reasonable time frame. And if I can't, then so be it. So I want to finish that one off. I want to finish the one for my friend, and then if I have time, I will still do, the other 2 drawings as well. But nonetheless, sorry, having a sip of water. What else am I going to talk about today? I'm not really sure what to talk about. That's a bit of a random thing to talk about, but yesterday it was basically just like an event, a party sort of thing, and one of the things which I got was like a scratch card. Now, I'm not really much of a gambler, which is weird to say, because I play so many gacha games. I like gacha games because I like the games. I don't like it because of the gambling aspect of it. And I would highly recommend that I'm not going to say you don't have to gamble, because I think it's a bit hypocritical to be like, oh, never partake in any things which are like vices, like alcohol exists, that sort of thing. People like make bad decisions, I suppose, for the sake of hedonistic fun, and I don't think I'm like holier than thou that I'm divorced from these ideas as well. But like scratch cards just, I don't know. I don't get it. It's basically a thing. Because I won a scratch card, I scratched it off, and I was like, okay, I didn't win anything, and I'm just like, I'm not sure what the point is. Oh, I guess because you want to chase a high of like, oh, look how close I was to winning something. That sort of thing. But it's, like, the actual process of it itself is not really that fun either, which I think is what gets me. Like gacha games, excuse me. A lot of the games are actually decently fun, Genshin Impact, huge amount of content, star it, or love a turn-based like combat system. Zenless Zone Zero, I love the combat system, it's really fun. But the scratch card itself is not that fun, so I've sort of kept it as a keepsake. If ever becomes a day where it's just like, oh, I'm really tempted to buy scratch cards, which has, I don't think ever happened before, then I'd be like, remember that scratch card? Didn't get anything from it. Not worth it. But yeah. That's not what I was going to talk about in general. I just thought I'd bring it up because there'll be like no other place to talk about it. I'm not going to talk like a whole episode about scratch cards, to be honest. I don't really think I don't really think I'm going to be like promoting gambling or anything in these Animal Crossing videos. This one I'm anti-promoting it. Please don't gamble. Gambling at the very best is and you're paying for entertainment. You're not paying for to earn money, unless, I don't know, you can see it, read a future or something. Anyway, sorry, bound to happen. That's what the conversation was going to be about. Bound to forget things, bound for something to happen. Like, I mean, I'm trying to think of things which I do on a daily basis, which I've definitely forgot to do at some point, like throughout my entire life. Have I forgotten to brush my teeth before? Yes, absolutely. There have been times I've gone to bed and I was like, wait, I don't know if I brushed my teeth or not, and I was like, whatever. I'm really comfy in bed. Even I can't convince myself to get out of bed just to brush my teeth. I'm like, one day, one evening, being missed probably isn't too bad. It's not great, and I'm not going to be like, yeah, do it all the time, but it's certainly not going to be the thing where I'm like, I'm going to die or anything, especially because I think my dental hygiene's pretty good, to be perfectly honest. It's the sort of thing where like I floss not twice a day, but I do floss at least once a day. And then sorry, I'm just like taking my stomach acid medicine because I'm gonna eat dinner afterwards probably, and it takes half an hour to take effect. Yeah, there have been things I've forgotten to do, even when you do them on a daily basis. But it's just the law of large numbers, where if there's a small probability of something happening, eventually it's not like it's guaranteed to happen, but it's like a statistically guaranteed for it to happen, probabilistic chance it will happen. I mean, you might be like, okay, but law of large numbers only applies for infinite time duration. I'm like, okay, yes, as well. That's true. Like, you only get the guarantee when you take things over an infinite time scale. It's technically like the limit as it tends towards infinity, but that's not reality we live in. Reality we live in is much more probabilistic. Those 1 in quintillion chances probably do happen, but are so unlikely you might as well consider them not happening. So yeah, I've definitely forgotten to like brush my teeth. Some days. Have I ever forgotten to eat? I have forgotten to eat a few times, which you would have thought. See, brushing teeth, I think, is much more understandable. You forget. It's not like your body has the built-in systems for being like, hey, you didn't brush me with toothpaste today, But your body does have a system where if you're hungry, you just go, your stomach starts rumbling. Yeah. So I forgot where I was going with this. Or if your stomach starts rumbling, and it's just like, oh, I just forgot to eat food. It happened a couple of times. Normally it's in times of much higher stress, I would say, like during like exam season or something during university. Sometimes I'd forget to make food for myself, and then I'd be like, oh, what am I gonna do? And I'd just like go eat McDonald's or something. Sometimes I've forgotten breakfast, I guess, but that seems a bit more like iffy. With morning lectures as well, it's not too bad to, just go afterwards and eat like a brunch or something. I'm trying to think, what other things do I do on a daily basis? I don't think I've ever forgotten to go to sleep before. That's that one is like I don't really know if you can forget to go to sleep. Well, you definitely can, because like, oh my god, my throat. You can definitely like play. Like, isn't it the story of like people who've like played games for like continuously straight and they just like completely lose track of time? I've never been so absorbed in something that I've forgotten to sleep. My regulator for sleep, despite the fact that I don't need a lot of sleep, to be honest, very much functions still. Very much when I get too tired, I'm just like, okay, it's time to go to sleep. But I can't think. Has there ever been a time I've forgotten to go to sleep? I feel like every time I've not gone to sleep, it's been a conscious choice. I feel like it's hard to like forget to sleep though, because it's like the strongest of all like biological functions to like remind you of, right? Because like sleep is something you literally cannot. It's not impossible to stave off, right? It's something which is incredibly difficult to overwrite the mechanical, the sort of like biological or automatic nature of it, right? Like with food, you'd have to make a conscious choice not to eat, and if you don't, you starve, right? But with sleep, like even if you make a conscious choice to try and stay up, like eventually sleep will claim you, provided you don't have like some external stimuli, I suppose, keeping you awake. It reminds me of like that YouTube series that these Japanese YouTubers did, where they were just like, oh, it was a challenge for this guy to see if he could stay awake for an entire week, which is incredibly dangerous, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know at what level sleep deprivation becomes inherently dangerous. Like, obviously you should have like 8 hours of sleep to prevent like, what was it, cortisol levels building up. But like an entire week sounds crazy. Like I do not think I could stay awake continuously for an entire week. And he had these challenges where sometimes he would do something that would make it easier for him to fall asleep, like something which would entice him to fall asleep and something which would entice him to stay awake. I don't know if that channel's still around, by the way. I'm like remembering it, but he also did like this burger roulette thing. Let's see. Japanese channel, stay awake 7 hours. 7 hours? 7 days. It was definitely a Japanese channel. But like, I can't remember what it was called, because the title was almost certainly in Japanese as well. And then they did it again but not the actual YouTuber. They brought in like a random other person to do the contest or something. I don't remember how she did. I didn't read it. Japanese. No, oh wait, Japanese burger roulette. It's something like hamburger game. There we go. Megwin TV. That sounds right. Are they still doing stuff? I don't know. It's been many, many years though. I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Do they have that playlist of someone? It was so many years ago. I don't know why I randomly thought of it, but of him like staying awake. Must be real dangerous though. Hold on. Megwin TV no sleep. What if I just search that? No sleeping challenge. That was it. Oh, it's on a different channel. He made it to hour 47 before he fell asleep. Really? Yeah, but then they did it again, didn't they? No sleeping challenge 2. What hour does she make it to? 46. It looks like. Yeah, but because like the challenge was a week, that's so insanely hard. Like all-nighter already pretty difficult, especially doing challenges as well to entice you to fall asleep. Even harder to an entire week. Can you imagine it? Anyway, I hope none of you out there have ever forgotten to go to sleep. Certainly lose track of time, but I feel like at least the moments where I lose track of time and I'm like stay up way later than I should, it's definitely sort of been a conscious choice where I'm like, oh, I'm pretty tired like playing this game or something, but I'm still going because I want to play this game. At least that's how I feel. I don't know about you necessarily. But yeah, I'm just going to round this episode off here. I don't know what else I'm going to talk about, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, super late episode, bound to happen. If you haven't watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling, and likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope we see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.